Hey, what's up guys? It's Andrew Santowski. I'm back with another UFC prediction video. This time UFC Fight Night Bautista versus Oliveira. This event goes down Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Prelims begin at 6 p.m. It's currently saying it's going down from Las Vegas, Nevada, from the UFC Apex. We're still about a month away from this card. I'm giving you my predictions now. There are no betting odds yet, but I'm still going to give you my predictions. So what's up? First fight up on the prelims. Muin Gafurov against Jacob Wiklaus. Again, Wiklaus made his UFC debut against Patrick Mix. Got the win. Again, Patrick Mix 0-2 in the UFC. So yeah, he picked up that win back in October. It's a good win for him. Gafurov, he's on a 2-fight winning streak. He's beat Nakamura, beat Kung Ho Kang, but he hasn't fought, and by the time this fight starts, it'll be over a year since he last fought. I'm going to go with Wiklaus. He's probably going to be overvalued here on the betting odds, but I still think he probably picks up the win here. Eric Nolan against Jose Enrique Souza, and Souza I don't think has fought in the UFC. Nova Unao fighter. So again, he has not fought in the UFC. Last fought in 2024, but 23 years old, so really young fighter going up against Eric Nolan, whom we've seen make his UFC debut and nearly pulled off an upset against Susurkayev, and that was back in August on that Duplessis against Shemaev card. And again, Susurkayev was kind of gassed, and Nolan made a good showing for himself. And so yeah, this is the second fight in the promotion. I'm going to side with Eric Nolan here. Priscilla Cachoeira against Claudia Segula, women's bantamweight fight. And Cachoeira is just up and down. I think she might be helping Amanda Nunes get ready for the Kayla Harrison title shot. 37 years old. Again, 5'7". Again, she's just up and down, man. You know, she's fought obviously the way better competition than Segula, but just up and down in her career, man. She's got some great wins, some terrible losses. Segula, 7-2, 27 years old, so 10 years younger. I'm going to side with Segula here, but again, I'm just betting on upside. Well, picking on upside. I'm not betting this fight, but picking on upside. But again, it's not going to surprise me in the least if Cachoeira, you know, picks up a decision or a knockout win here. Bruno Brazil against Ketlin Souza, women's strawweight fight. And again, I think it's just two women that are kind of underperforming here. 2 losses for Souza. Lost to Piera Rodriguez and Angela Hill. Looking at Bruno Brazil, she seems like she's fought a lot of different prospects. And that 1-fight winning streak, beat Ming Shi in her last fight. I think she was a big favorite on that China card, if I can remember. Yeah, she was, minus 280. Might even have been higher. Lost to Kong Wang back early last year. Beat Molly McCann. Lost to Luma Lukbuni. So she's fought a lot of people that the UFC was high on, or the UFC wanted to get a win. And I'm going to side with Bruno Brazil here. I just think she's the better fighter. Next up, welterweight fight. Alex Morano against Danil Danchenko. I don't really think the UFC has liked Morano ever since he kind of really ended. Well, ever since he was one of Donald Cerrone's last fights, and I believe that was in 2021 that he beat Cerrone. And it was. And again, that was one of Cerrone's last fights in the UFC, I believe. And yeah, he knocked him out. It was pretty bad for Cerrone. But again, he's fought often, man. But he's on a 3-fight skid here. Only fought once in 2025. Lost to Carlos Leal. Got knocked out by him. But we just seen Carlos Leal get knocked out not too long ago either. So again, if he loses, he might be out of the UFC. 35 years old. He's been in the promotion a long time. He's fought a who's who. Danil Danchenko, I think he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He's already fought in the UFC once, beat Rodrigo Cezinato back in September. And I think he's probably going to knock out Morano here. So my pick will be Danchenko. Kong Wang against Eduardo Mora. Mora, I think she just suffered her first loss. Or no, she's on a 2-fight winning streak. 31 years old. Beat Lauren Murphy. Beat Veronica Hardy. 2 good wins to have. 2 really good wins to have. We know she's going to want to grapple here. Kong Wang, can she keep it on the feet? You know, we know she holds a win over Valentina Shevchenko in kickboxing. 33 years old. 2-fight winning streak. Beat Ariana Lipski da Silva back in June. I don't think Lipski's with the promotion no more. Beat Bruno Bazil. So this is a step up here. I'm going to side with Kong Wang, but again, I can understand why people are going to pick Mora. Gene Matsumoto against Farid Basharat. Matsumoto, 1-fight winning streak. Beat Miles Johns. Lost to Rob Font. Again, both those fights were split decisions. And he's going up against Farid Basharat, who's undefeated in his MMA career. 18-fight winning streak, 28 years old. Beat Chris Gutierrez, Victor Hugo, Taylor Lapalus. Those are all good wins. I'm going to side with Farid Basharat here. Heavyweight fight, Ryan Spann against Rizvan Kuniev. And I kind of think Spann should have stayed at 205. He seemed like a huge 205er. 205 is kind of weak. One fight winning streak, 34 years old. Beat Lucas Brzeski back in July, but we know Brzeski, I don't think he's no longer with the promotion. Lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta, man, and we know how good Cortez Acosta is, man. He is good. He is very good. And so there's no shame in that. Kuniev, very close fight with Curtis Blades in his last fight. I thought he could have took it. That was back in, I'm trying to think what country that was. But that was back in the Russian region, back in June. Lost to Blades by split decision. Supposedly Blades got injured his knee or something in that fight, but Kuniev definitely looks like he belongs in the top of that division. I'm going to side with Kuniev here, man. I think he's just too big, too powerful. I think he probably knocks out Spann early. Mikhail Olajaychuk against Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm surprised Barriault's still holding on to a spot in the UFC. 1-fight losing streak. Again, I guess he kind of saved his career against Bruno Silva, but then he had a close fight with Shara, I guess. But I mean, I think his best days are behind him. And the Olajaychuk brothers, they keep knocking dudes out, man. We've seen a really good performance from his brother against Cesar Almeida in his last fight and picked up a win. But Mikhail Olajaychuk, 2-fight winning streak. I think they train with the Fighting Nerds now, so they're getting some really good grappling. Beat Gerald Mearshart, Cedric Dumas. Again, 2 guys that aren't relevant at all at middleweight. I think both guys are probably removed from the UFC roster now. And at one point he was on a 3-fight losing skid here, so that has to be mentioned. But I'm going to side with Olajaychuk here. I think he gets Barriault out early. Next fight, 205, Julius Walker against Uran Satabaldiev. Walker, 1-fight winning streak, 26 years old. Picked up a win over Rafael Sakara. Not much to say about Sakara there, man. He's just not a really good fighter. I think he might be off released from the promotion as well. Uran, 1-fight winning streak. Picked up an Ezekiel choke in his last fight. Lost to Budai. I'm going to side with Uran here. Again, don't know a lot about both guys. It's a light heavyweight fight, but I'm going to side with Uran. Amir Albazi against Kaihoji Horiguchi. And I'm going to side with Horiguchi, man. This guy never should have been released from the UFC promotion back in 2016 or whatever, man. This guy's a great bantamweight fighter, man. I mean, or a flyweight fighter. I mean, he fought Demetrius Johnson for the belt back in, I believe, 2015. If we take a look at it. Yeah, 2015. So again, man, this guy never should have been released from the promotion, man. I never understood it. Maybe he wanted a separation. But again, man, this guy, I feel like we've wasted a lot of his years because this guy's been a great fighter, man. Great fighter. Fought in Bellator. And picked up a win over Tagir Ulanbekov in his last fight by submission. And I just think he's better than Albazi everywhere, man. Albazi, he's been injured a lot. Doesn't fight often. I just think he's going to have a real hard time facing a guy like Horiguchi. Again, he hasn't fought since he lost to Moreno back in November of 2024. Moreno just completely outvolumed him. I'm going to side with Horiguchi. Main event, Mario Bautista against Vinicius Oliveira. Again, we don't know the betting odds for this. Bautista, I think, is the more proven fighter here. He's fought the better competition, no doubt. He just fought Umar. Losses to Corey Sandhagen. Beat Patchy Mix as a dog. Beat Jose Aldo. And it seems like the UFC really hasn't liked this guy since he picked up that split decision win over Aldo. So they're kind of just trying to punish the guy, I believe. Keeping him away from the belt. Giving him tough matchups. Vinicius Oliveira. Really hungry fighter here, man. I mean, just picking up wins, going, knockout artist, man. Just beat Kyler Phillips, beat Syed Nurmagomedov, beat Ricky Simone, knocked out Bernardo Sopai. So again, 4-0 in the UFC, was on the Contender Series back in 2023. Let's take a look at how they match up. Bautista, 2 years older. They're both 5'9", almost an identical reach. Again, we haven't seen these guys in 5-round fights. I'm going to side with Oliveira here. I'm expecting him to probably be a dog, maybe a sizable one. Because I think people are going to lean on Bautista's experience and level of competition. But again, I can't fault anybody for taking Mario Bautista here. I think I'm going to side with Oliveira. Could be a really close fight. But I will pick Oliveira. So again, my picks: Oliveira, Horiguchi, Uran, Satibaldiev, Olenjacek, Kuniev, Basharat, Wang, Donchenko, Brazil, Sagula, Nolan, and Wiklas.